朋友，欢迎回来！您正在收看的是游戏风云频道。我们今晚正在直播的是 DOTA 2超级联赛小组赛阶段的最后一场，来自于 B 组的小组第一的争夺战。那么我们知道小组第一是可以直接晋级到这个4强当中的，所以这场还是拼得非常的惨烈。目前的话是 DK 和 Orange 战成了1比1的平手。那我们接下来要期待的是双方决胜局的这个比赛。
是的。
好，这边的话是第3场可能要晚一些开始，因为现在这个和服务器的连接线是有一些问题，应该是现在 DOTA 2的这个玩家都连不上去，所以我们要等待服务器的一个恢复。那在这段时间里，我们可以继续的来聊一下刚才的这个2场比赛，以及看一下我们的观众朋友在咱们的论坛上的一些反馈啊。
对的，回顾上一把的精彩比赛，那个
上一把包括上把。
对的。剧本确实曲折离奇，还有一个5903楼的朋友调侃说，他说上一把 DK 完全是用嗓门把橘子搞袭击了。
其实他们一直是这么的这个激情，每次团战的时候，因为
我们偶尔才放一下。
就是有的队的交流是比较平稳的交流，就是大家肯定都是有交流的大线下，就是说 DK 的交流会显得特别的激烈一些。虽然对面听不见，但是这种激烈可以给自己的这个队友带来一点气势的感觉，
带来很多激情，好吗？你看像我这种女屌丝在网吧跟女朋友开黑的时候，也会兴奋的大叫的，真的。
这种就是女神还要伪装一下
看
不下去了。
这个问题我们就先略过吧，好吧？单车，你觉得这2个队现在各交出了一盘这个满意的大卷，然后综合下来，你觉得这个接下来 BO3第3局决胜局，你会更加看好谁一点？
感觉第一盘的话，我觉得还是，虽然说橘子打得非常的不错，但我觉得 DK 暴露出的失误也不少。第2盘的话，我觉得DK 的失误相对少一点，但是橘子的失误增加了。对，他们前期还是有点崩，因为阵容上的关系。然后冈3也没有打出优势，而且是自己的优势路，但是在这个2个2号位和3号位的带动下，包括这个整体节奏，还有这个酱油的发挥，比如说像357这个死灵龙的发挥也是非常的不错，在中后期的时候，这种处理上，感觉 DK 还是经验更加老道一点，然后确实在个人能力上，我是觉得全面，可能其他位置会比较平均，但是在carry 这个位置上，就是 DK 会领先橘子比较多，所以说这一点的话，我觉得拖入中后期的节奏 ，DK 拿下这个游戏拿下这一盘比赛的这个概率就会高一点。
好，
所以说DK 可能后面还会拿这种偏稳健打中后期的。
他2场其实阵容的核心思路都还是要往中后期去做的。
对，都是拿的这种双核阵容，
而且那个大核都是比较依赖装备的养成，只不过幽鬼可能比乐奇的这个在有装备之后硬实力要更强一点。
Orange 的话就是可能要注重一下对自己核的一个是保护，还有一个是队友怎么能够帮自己 carry 能够多一点发育，比如说这个多帮这个飞机拉野啊，然后能够保一下飞机在哪路发育，就是多考虑一下自己 carry， 就是你取得了一定优势以后，你就要不能再去跟这个 DK 死磕了，你就还是要保一下自己队友发育，然后出到关键桩以后再去按部就班的推塔。
而不是这个节奏一直是困扰很多就是一般的路人玩家的，就是对很多路人局里面依靠，比如说我这边有1-2个比较强的选手，他们在前期带动了几波 gank， 但打到后面打来打去就打输了。这种情况一般说我们这个优势要怎么样转化会最有利于这个去取得比赛？
就是拿到优势以后，也不是说一直要让自己的这个，比如说我这个2、3号位是比较强的玩家，那可能4号位也比较强，前期节奏就会打得比较行云流水，那这个时候取得前期优势是经常性的，而且你这种在2、3、4号位比较强的情况下，一般来说会拿这种前中期就比较凶的阵容去跟对方拼。那这个时候，如果你的 carry 玩家经验不是那么的足，或者说相对来说要弱那么一点的话，那你可能要考虑到他什么时候出关键桩，然后配合上他的节奏。我前期打出优势以后，我自己中期要不要补一下发育，要出下关键桩，等到我的 carry刷到一定装备的时候，我是按部就班的推塔做视野去拿肉山，还是说我进一步的去能够把对面打崩扩大优势？那在比赛里面的话，打崩扩大优势这种情况相对来说会少一点。就像刚才牧师跟这个偶哈腰，他这个2个人配合去到2塔和3塔之间杀了柏林一次。
蝙蝠和小狗。
对，那次是确实是非常的漂亮，但是对，按一般来说，你这个队伍不太会就是到2塔和3塔中间去杀人，还是可能想着我这边如果优势的话，就如果把塔拿掉的话，会比较稳健一点的提升 团队优势，然后能够控制对方的视野。这个时候的话，可能对大局来说会，一是有帮助，二是能够
就比如像第一盘那个 Orange 的风行在关键的节点去买这个宝石排眼，
对，
然后来扩大这样一个场面的控制能力。
对，像这个在第2盘里面就没有看到这种控制视野的举动，然后推塔推的也不是很稳定，就一心想着要用这个蝙蝠和小狗，然后去打配合，
打一个双人配合，
去 gank， 然后就打得比较冒进。然后我们看到在2塔那几波也是被小狗在没有磨免以后被发条克制的也是比较厉害。这个地方要补充说一点，就是在 6.78 版本里面。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to your deciding Game 3. Orange Esports versus Team DK. This is Game 3. It all comes down to this. DK, they struggled in Game 1. Orange jumped out to a hot lead. They sealed the deal. Then they start Game 2 leading 5-0, win all 3 lanes through the laning stage, and crumble and fall apart. DK with some fantastic defensive comeback play. They take Game 2. And Lumi, that sets up our Game 3.
Yep, Game 3. I think it's okay to call GG now. Visage being selected, pick one.
Not banned. That we were talking about it all through the break. Will he get banned? No respect.
He has still not lost a game at all with Visage. And of course, the man I'm talking about is Extinct. And Game 1, they were actually able to limit his play quite a bit. He was only 9-6. I say only because he's generally 13-0. But we'll see what they could do against him Game 2. So Orange going with something that have not been broken, so they would not deviate from that. It's going to be the Visage Sand King dual support.
Now for DK, the interesting little change up here is they're going to pick up a Weaver, and they're going to do it early as the second pick. They went with the same bans. They banned out the Mushi OD and then the Ohio Windrunner. Huge respect, especially to the Mushi OD, which frankly we've only really seen, I think it was one game. Maybe they've been running it a lot in scrimmages, but they won't get access to it here. And DK will go Weaver. We've seen Burning actually playing quite a bit of one-position Weaver as of late for DK. Now, when they do it, they normally get a decent secondary carry, but we could easily see Burning play this hero. Something that doesn't normally feel like a Burning hero, but maybe it's the right choice.
Yeah, it really matches up really well with Orange, what they were trying to do. Maybe they figured out Orange. Orange, if you look at every single game that they had picked, it's nothing but burst damage. And win by burst damage. And they have a lot of sustained things through things like Shackle Shot and whatnot, but it's just like Sand King, Call Down, Epicenter, Bolts, Torrents. It's just like nuke you till you dead. Weaver, if he survives the initial barrage, which may not happen because the chain stun of Orange is actually really good, but if he does survive, then you basically toss a ton of your nukes away. He's going to backtrack, and you're done. Also, keep in mind that you could actually die, buy back, and backtrack into the fight if that's something you're fancying. So he's always going to be in the middle of the fight doing a lot of havoc.
Or time lapse, yeah. But
sorry,
I get them mixed up a lot too. But Lifestealer is in the pool for DK here, and you know, have Bat, have Weaver. Weaver can be that strong safe lane solo. You can run the Bat mid, and if you get a Lifestealer, suddenly you have Lifestealer bombs. You've got some decent team fight with the Swarm. We'll see what direction they want to take their draft. They are currently banning out some carries here. They'll ban out the Gyro, something that Orange has turned to time and again, almost always for KYXY as a safe lane solo. And Orange, if they want to go aggressive tri-lane, they can. The thing is, though, Windrunner has sort of been that third pillar of the tri-lanes. When they go for something like Sand King, because it gives you that long-range harassment to combo with the Visage, makes up for Sand King's somewhat mediocre initiation range. But they can't go Windrunner here, so my question to you is, do they still want to tri-lane? And if so, who will that hero be?
Well, I don't know. They haven't seen play anything else from the Gyrocopter, right? In their safe lane solo. Londra is the other safe lane solo. In terms, oh, you were asking about the tri-lane carry.
Yeah, or the farmer, yeah.
Right. Lifestealer was a popular choice. I don't think you could actually pick it against Weaver. Maybe they could do something. What they did yesterday was a safe lane Shadow Fiend and just farm away, or was that LGD I believe?
That was
LGD playing
yeah. They ran the Tricore.
Yeah. So maybe not. Yeah, I'm very curious in terms of what they will pick up. Orange Esports does have a very wide hero pool, but I feel that these two pans are very smart coming in from DK. And
yeah, they're going to really neuter KYXY's hero pool this game, and what will he be able to pull out of the hat? That's what we're about to find out. As for Orange Esports, we've seen them run the Mushi Sand King mid, but realistically, against Batrider, even against Weaver, just not something you really want to turn to. So it'll be a support Sand King 99 times out of 100 here, and that means they still need Mushi's hero. They'll go Silencer for DK. Now, we've seen this combo before. Batrider, Silencer, you're global. Lets Batrider jump in. There's no way really to prevent him from initiating. Find the easy pick off, or if they go on you, you pop the global silence. Weaver can time-lapse, and then you can turn the fight around. So, interesting pick. What do you think?
Yeah, Silencer is also a very good counter pick against a Batrider for the same reason that you listed. He jumps in before he gets a grab off, you silence, and you just collapse on him because he basically initiated on himself for you guys in front of the whole base, or whole team.
So something of a block pick maybe as well. There is still a lifestealer in the pool. Do Orange want to go for it here? I mean, like you mentioned, he just doesn't match up that well against Weaver in general. But I feel DK are the team that could look to go for it if they want.
Yeah, I feel like Orange, if this game is a game to pick a squishy carry that you normally cannot pick because of stuns and whatnot, this is a game to do it because there's not really too many stuns for them to deal with.
There's a lasso, there's a flame break, that's it.
Yeah, and well, obviously they could pick up 1 or 2 more depending on the last 2 picks, but... I mean,
of course.
Yeah, but the big thing for me, the Silencer, is that, again, it's the same game plan that it shuts down Orange, which is burst, burst, burst. If you go drop a global on top, team fight's over.
Yeah, let's see where they go. They'll go for the Leshrac. Now, for Orange, they do often run this mid, or even something that Ohio's played mid. I don't know if Mushi would. I think he's done it once. They often run it as a tri-lane farmer, and this was something they'd love to do during the International 2 and the months leading up to it was they'd run the Leshrac Sand King combo, usually as a dual lane safe lane. Leshrac gets the farm there. They ran something like the Morphling solo mid, and then even sometimes a tri-lane Sand King Leshrac +1 do a lot of pulling, and then some sort of standard off-lane like a Tide Hunter, a Prophet was popular at the time, and farming Leshrac, maybe we'll see it this game.
Yeah, Leshrac's actually a fairly decent hero. It matches up okay against Weaver. The big obvious issue against a Weaver is whether Leshrac could survive the physical damage coming out. But if you get the farming role, assume that you're going to get a quick Scythe of Ice. Also, you got to keep in mind Edict as well as I believe Post Nova will hit through Weaver even if he's invisible or screeching around. So
and the Edict damage as well.
Right. So a lot of survivability coming from Weaver is like, oh, I'm dancing around team fight, you can't hit me, but Leshrac says, I don't care, I will hit you.
Also, the raw level of burst damage they have here, Burrow Strike into the Split Earth follow-up, the Pulse Nova, Edict, and Soul Assumption, and possibly some familiar stuns to get some extra nukes or damage off during that time. That's enough to bring a Weaver from full to nothing. Now, that's where Silencer can come into play, but he looks like a support Silencer so far this game. He could go mid, and maybe with the Queen of Pain pick, he will go mid, and they'll pick another support. And if they do that, Silencer actually does well against Queen of Pain 1v1 mid, and that would give them a very fast global. And I feel that might be the one thing that is a concern for DK is how soon can they get global silence out. If they run Silencer as a safe lane, tri-lane hero, might take a while.
Yeah, in the past, DK or Chinese teams in general have only ran Silencer as a support, so I expect him to be a support this game. But if they want to pull out a solo mid, I think he matches up quite nicely. If he gets enough farm to get a first big tanky item, like a quick mech, that could be very, very good. Also, I like the Earthshaker setup, predominantly for the reason that you talked about. There is a lot of stuns, and that could kill your Weaver before he even time-lapse. So having an Earthshaker to break things up is very nice. Also, having Global allows your Earthshaker to literally waltz into the middle of a team fight to drop an Echo Slam, and everybody else just have to respect that. Now, the one big thing that we all forget about in this kind of matchup so far is that those birds, they don't care about Global Silence.
Yeah, and it could even, they're of course magic immune. It could even be a, or 95% magic resistance, but immune to those spells, those effects anyway. So we'll have to see Lumi. I guess the other question is, this Queen of Pain, I imagine it's going to be a Mushi Queen of Pain. And, well, not really question, but the interesting talking point really is he's at his best on these types of heroes. The Queen of Pains, the Templar Assassins, the Obsidian Destroyers, your Intelligence Semi-Carries, even a hero like Windrunner. He's back in the saddle for this game on the Queen of Pain. Can he be the X Factor?
I think he can be, because he's another hero that deals well with the Weaver. Even if Weaver could go invisible, your Scream as well as your Sonic Wave will hit. Quick Orchid is the name of the game here for Mushi, and I think that's what he'll be rushing for.
Now, actually, DK will go ahead and ban out the Shadow Fiend. Looks like they were worried about Orange running a safe lane Queen of Pain and maybe even a solo mid Shadow Fiend, because Shadow Fiend in the side lane does struggle a bit against Batrider. But we'll see where they go from here. For Orange Esports, one more ban. They'll remove the Kunkka,
Very
which
surprising.
I actually like that, because DK's already hard to kill, and if they also get a Kunkka, then they get almost impossible to kill. They'll go for Dragon Knight. They get
3 games in a row, yeah.
Another stun. 3 games in a row. 1 game they won, 1 they lost. It'll be a solo mid DK, and now sets up a Batrider probably as the off lane and a defensive trailing Weaver, Silencer, Earthshaker. How does that match up against Orange? Who has the edge here?
I think it's, well, we'll see the last pick, but just judging from the 4 against the 5 right now, I think DK is by far vastly better. They have long range stuns coming out from both Dragonite and Earthshaker, even though that's really the only 2 reliable stuns they have, if you minus the Flaming Lasso. It's enough. It's enough to deal with these heroes that normally don't get BKB early. Now, Leshrac and Queen of Pain both get BKB, but Global Silence still goes through that. So I feel that if Weaver plays safe enough, and Burning always plays safe, he's going to be fine. It looks like Nature's Prophet off lane here.
Very different choice from them, and it looks like it's going to be maybe a Mushi Prophet heading. It could be towards the mid lane, could be to that safe lane, but you imagine the Queen of Pain will be safe lane, and it now sets up a Prophet plus an aggressive tri-lane, which can be a very potent combination. I mean, I guess we could see them do a switch here and have, say, Ohio play an off-lane Prophet, but on paper, we'll see if they swap the heroes real quick. Doesn't look like it, so Orange going kind of Virtus Pro, kind of Eastern Dota style here. They'll run the aggressive tri-lane, they'll have a Prophet getting solo experience, and they will look with that +1 combination to have 4 heroes descend on the bottom lane, go for kills, and then push the tower early. Can they do it? We'll find out.
It's going to be definitely hard to do against the Earthshaker, I could tell you that.
It'll come down to the positioning, and the positioning for DK has generally been one of their strong suits. Speaking of DK, let's introduce the boys now. They're, of course, on the Radiant side. They dropped in Game 1, got absolutely destroyed there. They were trailing in Game 2, but they made a comeback. They forced this deciding Game 3. The winner of this game, the winner of this match, will be your first-place team in Group B. They'll be seeded directly into the round of 4 for the Dota 2 Super League, which means inside track to win a lot of money. $165,000 in total prizes to be claimed over the course of this season. We'll have ROTK on the Batrider. He is really boomer bust. Which will he be? We'll find out. Super on the Dragon, or on the Dragonite, we'll have, kind of looks like the Silencer, for, or at least what it's paused. Burning, going to be handling the Weaver. We will have Die playing the Silencer, MMY as he's now known, and QQQ, last but not least, on the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so far though, ROTK has been nothing but big booms in these team fights, or in the first 2 games as well, so I expect him to play rather well in the last one. But on the Orange eSports side, KYXY is going to be playing on the Queen of Pain. It is going to be a part of that tri-lane, like you talked, well, it's a part of that tri-lane. Well, we'll talk about that later. Extinct going to be on the Visage. Sanking's going to be handled by Net, and of course we have Mushi playing the solo mid Nature's Prophet. And last but not least, Leshrac being handled by Ohio.
Yeah, so it looks like for Orange, they definitely want to get Queen of Pain 1v1 against Batrider. They probably expect an offlane Bat. They'll be right about that from the looks of things. That's why we see the Magic Stick on KYXY. They do want to run an aggressive farming tri-lane with Leshrac. Now, the only issue with this tri-lane is just the initiation range, which is going to be lacking here. Sandcane, you look at his level 1 Burrow Strike, it's piddling, it's pitiful. That's not going to be great initiation. Grave Chill, it's a slow, not a stun, not the best, but when they get some more levels, they'll be really potent. As for DK, I feel DK, like you said, just going to be so hard to kill because it's not only going to be an Earthshaker tri-lane, it's also going to be a Weaver as the farmer, one of the most elusive heroes in the laning stage.
Yeah, he's also one of the squishier carries, so if you find the...
If he does get caught, he's dead.
Right, which could be hard, again, if there's an Earthshaker. So if Earthshaker is able to stay on the bot lane and protect Burning, I just don't see the Dire winning that tri-lane. Now, with that said, if there's so much pressure up top or mid lane, oh man, look at these skanks. They always do this kind of way around the bushes.
They're slippery in the pre-laning stage here. Yeah. It's actually, Orange, you even go back a while ago, I think it was to the Southeast Asian League, the SCA League. They beat Zenith 2, or was it 3-0, and one of the games, they set up 3 or 4 heroes right where I'm drawing on the map and found a first blood that way. Ice was completely unprepared for it. Speaking of which, I miss that guy. I haven't cast his games in a while, but I'm sure we'll get to soon. But yeah, Orange, this is really, if you study the tape on this team, this is one of the things they do very uniquely, sort of like the Alliance. Not the Roshan plays, but just these early first blood attempts.
Yeah, they also scouted out the ward being placed on the bot lane over here, so there is a D ward on Sanking, and I imagine they will start to look to chip that one away very quickly.
So, safe lane Queen of Pain for KYXY. Hasn't been pulling any regen, but did start with the Magic Stick. So, Orange, they get the lanes they expected. Now, Lumi, my question is, can they win these lanes convincingly?
Which team, DK or
Orange? They obviously they predicted all these lanes from DK. They start the Magic Stick on the Queen of Pain. They send her safe lane. They got the lanes they wanted. Are these good lanes for them?
I think the lane on the Quap versus the Batrider should be pretty much a wash. You give the slight edge to RTK's Batrider because Batrider is insane as a laner. On the bot, I definitely favor the DK by quite a bit. You can see that MMY is already spamming Curse of Silence. Not exactly a great spell by its own, but not bad. And of course,
it's not so great at level 1, but it gets stronger as you level it up.
Right, and nobody's ever going to die here unless they play horribly out of position. And Super has been extremely impressive so far in the 2 games where he has a matchup disadvantage. I still believe this is also a matchup disadvantage for him, although this one's a little bit easier.
Oh no,
As I say that, nobody's going to die up top, though. KYXY gets the first blood on RTK. I have no clue how that happened, and it surprises me that
unfortunately,
it does happen.
neither do I. First blood I've missed in quite a while. Meanwhile, middle lane, the chase is on for Mushi, and Mushi able to get away. Sorry about that, guys, but I guess KYXY just fighting with the creep wave. He has leveled up Shadow Strike and just able to catch the Batrider. Was he only level 1 there? Doesn't have a point Firefly yet, so maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it's very similar to last game. He was saving that point. Maybe saving that point.
Maybe saved it too long.
Yeah.
We'll see a haste turn picked up by Net. He'll rotate back towards the bottom lane, and he'll be looking for potentially a kill. This could be the opening they need. You get this Burrow Strike in, and they might be able to catch out Die, but great positioning from QQQ. If he can't go in.
Yeah, if you Burrow Strike in, like the Fissure's going to block you out. And, you know, haste it or not, you're going to be stunned with Tower Focusing. Maybe now you go on the Shaker. Where's the Fissure? Fissure is going to hit.
Here we go. Net's trying to run away. Prophet's TP'd in. He's caught out burning. The Soul Assumption is there. Mushi arrives and finds a kill. They have another Burrow soon, but they won't commit for 2. And so now they found a kill bottom. KYXY is winning top lane. Feels a lot like game 2. That didn't end well for Orange, but it's certainly starting well here.
Well, Centaur being dropped down right in the lane, be able to D-ward as well as providing a ton of vision. That's what got it done. Very nicely played.
Yeah, this Observer Ward as well in the lane, really doing some nice work. And Mushi, playing that solo mid Prophet, has gone for the early bottle. He'll now be bottle crowing, and he'll actually leave a charge on the bottle, which is less efficient if you need the regen, but he doesn't, so it'll end up working out a little bit better for him here, I feel, and kind of clever by Mushi.
The new school of bottle curling.
Yeah, there's all these random little things. Like, because if you can benefit from using all 3 charges, then it's just mathematically better to actually use all the bottle charges. But in this case, only needs 2, leaves 1 and sends it back. Yeah, why not?
Well, Net looking for the Burrow Strike. This particular Observer Ward in lane is actually very helpful because it allows Sankey to know what's behind the tree line. It gives him a better idea of whether he should Burrow Strike in. For example, and also it makes sure that you know the Earthshaker is here. And if you know the Earthshaker here, you have a lot more information of how to make the dive, what angle to come in from that dive, and how many that Fissure will hit. If you don't see him
By the way, top lane, KYXY is level 5 right now, and he might be going for a kill in RTK. Not just yet. Sorry, it looked like he was going to go, but decides to back off.
Yeah, he's got 2 points into Shadow Strike, so...
This is bad for RTK has to go base. If he doesn't go base, he's dead. And he'll go base again, but that means Queen of Pain's going to hit 6 by the time he's 4 and back to the lane, which is really horrible for the off-lane bat.
Yeah, that first blood kill is... it's a huge factor, like the gold swing as well as the EXP swing. You generally don't come back when you give up first blood, Batrider or not.
It's interesting because it's always been Mushi on that Queen of Pain, but it'll be KYXY, and I think Mushi is happy and proud so far. You find that first blood early on. Can't really complain about that. Not even Mushi can. 20 and 10 on the Queen of Pain as well. KYXY keeping the lane pushed, but in some ways this is even to his advantage here, is if the Batrider TP's in and there's a big wave, could maybe dive him at the tower. And for DK, they relied a lot on the Batrider in previous games, but they won't really have a good start for him here, so what can they make happen? We'll find out. For Orange, continuing to farm this bottom lane, and I guess the good news is Burning's not getting that much CS. Leshrac slightly ahead of him, but DK aren't dying either.
Yeah, and now you can see the Batrider is transitioning into the jungle instead, because really doesn't have any farm, so he's going to go for a stack first. Yeah, if you've never jungle Batrider before, you want to stack the big camp as many times as you want, napalm it, and then destroy it with Firefly. Meanwhile, you could take the small camps if you want to.
Yeah, he's already level 4, so he can just start with the big camp if he wants. But yeah, generally if you want to kill the small camp twice at level 1, then you start killing off the stack big camp. But for the time being, he'll just go straight for the big camp. But you run a Batrider and you get the 1v1 matchup off lane, you at least want him to be getting levels and farm in the lane. Going into the jungle like this, you give Queen of Pain a free lane, you also allow her to freely pressure a tower. This is very bad for DK, and they now trail by 1,500 gold, 1,500 experience. This is the start Orange were hoping for. And on top of it, they're about to get level 6 on their Prophet, and then I think their ability to find kills with this bottom lane will get a lot scarier, because they'll just have the Prophet ultimate, the chance to tank the tower damage. We may see Mushi look for a kill soon.
Yeah, I think the Prophet ultimate is the bigger thing here, considering the fact that Weaver is still very low in terms of HP. He's sitting at 500 HP, and any kind of combination of a couple of level 3 nukes on him, he is just flat out dead, Fissure or not. So I imagine that play is going to be coming rather soon.
Back to base again for RTK. Only level 5, 6 minutes in, which isn't too bad if you're jungling, but not so good in this situation. Double damage on Mushi. He's going to strut bottom with all sense of urgency that he can possibly muster. Orange looking for a burrow strike through the tree line. Sentry's there. They can't find a QQQ. Good positioning for him. Tucked away, but will it be good enough? Mushi can summon some trance, clear the path, and look for the dive now. The Fissure clips too, but the trance are here. They're going to clear out the wave in a hurry. Prophet ult deployed in another lane. It's going to bounce through soon. They catch out Die. MMY drops low. He gets blown up by the Prophet ult. Bit of lag here, but Soul Assumption was thrown out. They secure the kill, and they may look for more. QQQ, ring around the rosy. Fissure this, Mushi says. Fissure this. He'll drop the Sprout. Now the Split Earth comes through. KYXY joins the bottom lane. It's a party. It's 5 heroes, and it's going to be a tower. It really feels like a very Eastern European style from Orange, and working quite well at that.
Yeah, very surprised to see the DK not teleporting in during that. Maybe it's the reason that he doesn't have his ultimate form, and without having that long range done, he's just a big melee creep that could maybe drop a nuke or two, so he's not going to be able to do too much. And didn't TP in. Tier 1 goes down. A big lead now in for Orange. 0-4. The gold chart is just going crazy as 3,000-4,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, that's not looking good for them. They now trail by about 3k gold, 1k experience, and I think the bigger thing is Global Silence is going to be delayed for a long time, and I feel a lot of their lineup is just built around Batrider, getting his early Blink, and then just going in with the Blink Lasso and Global, but they won't have that option here. They're going to find him. Oh my goodness, Burning caught out, blown up. What a beautiful Sentry. Just some amazing movement from these supports, and I'm actually just going to try reconnecting to this game because this is some of the worst lag I've had, and you don't seem to be lagging at all, Lumi. So
yeah, I'll try to keep you guys in touch in terms of what's going on. Orange right now is pushing for a tier 2 tower with
there's your instant replay, your production value on the monitor.
Maxed out Treants, and these Treants are pretty much doing the biggest deal right now. It's, support TP is going to come in from Weaver. Burning gets stunned up, but he should be absolutely fine. And yeah, I think they are going to hold. Actually, Super being forced to defend the TP to bot lane and defend as well, so that's going to leave the mid lane to be nobody farming there. So
well, DK continue to defend their bottom tower. We're back in the game. Well, still laggy. No idea why. Sorry, guys. Seems to be fine on Lumi's computer, so I guess mine is just taking the day off. But we'll try and cast through, and Lumi can hopefully fill us in on any action that my screen isn't showing. For the time being, Orange eSports, well, they'll sit bottom lane, and with 3 heroes here and Arcane Boots online, they'll look for a second round of engagement. They only have level 4 in Visage, but if they get that Burrow Strike initiation, it's just such an easy kill. And remember, Mushi can join these fights. He's going Hand of Midas. He's going for some extra gold. He's already done the early work, heavy lifting. Can they find a kill bottom? They'll look for Burning now, and Burning playing towards the southern side of the creep wave, a little bit better positioning than last time, but may still get caught. QQQ. Well, potentially he's the one who'll get caught. Net rotates in. They want to take a fight at this tower. KYXY should have a teleport scroll. It's actually cooling down. QQQ just tucked behind the tree line. Net's going to strut in. Oh, hello, Earthshaker. Burrow through. The Visage familiar stun, or for not familiar, but Soul Assumption is going to be there. It is enough in the end. Now the Prophet ult splashes through, but it's a long way to dive. Mushi may be forced to TP out. Now Burning's isolated. Oh, what a nice Sprout. Blocks out the DK. Incredible play for Mushi. Teleports to safety. What a play.
What a player. Mushi making it happen. He was going to die there for sure. No chance of TPing out there, but great play. Makes out alive and only trades 1 for 1, and you drew multiple teleport squirrels. So I think Orange actually came out ahead of that one.
Yeah, that was seriously impressive play by him. And while that's happening, Ohio's still